You're now moving into the endings, dear one. You're moving into the endings of life where that is concerned. The endings of what is transpiring in your world. The endings of your year of 2020 where that is concerned. And moving into these end periods where that is concerned as you are inching closer towards the end of your year of 2020 where that is concerned. And now opening up the depth and breadth of your heart space to experience these endings where that is concerned. Various wonderful, most glorious souls, endings, their inhabitants in your earthly plane where that is concerned. Moving into a transcendence of life where that is concerned. Many endings transpiring in your life. So we ask each and every one of you to look at your life individually and see where there are endings in your life. What is ending in your life? Quite possibly old relationships are ending, but what is ending in the depth and breadth of you, dear ones? What is ending in the depth and breadth of what is transpiring within you? What is the old that is ending? As these energies moved into your earthly plane in your month of August through now the month of November that are now solidifying, dear ones, that have dredged up much of the old wounding, much of the old experiences, much of the old that needed to be released from your physical, mental, and emotional bodies where that is concerned. What is transpiring now are the endings of that, putting the finishing touches on what you have released and needed to release so you can begin again anew where that is concerned. So these energies that moved in your month of August into now your month of November where that is concerned, dredged up the old beginning in your first chakra system as we have told you before. And the energies moved upward in a counterclockwise fashion, releasing the old, releasing old memories, releasing old wounding, bringing to the fore all of the feelings that you had recessed in the depth and breadth of your memories where that is concerned. All the feelings that you avoided. In many ways, what was dredged up or came up for you is all that you have avoided in your life. All that you had avoided through your defense system. All that you defended through your defense system. The wounds that you have defended have now been released or have come to the fore and are at the surface where that is concerned. So it is now about looking at all of that and seeing what is ending for you in your life. An old relationship that you've had with a wonderful and most glorious soul. Or the old relationship that you've had with yourself where that is concerned. Quite possibly what is new and will begin anew is a brand new relationship that you can have with yourself where there's a deeper sense of loving, honoring, and valuing you where there's a deeper sense of safety that you can be you now. What is ending for many is the doing. As we've said to you many, many times before, look at what you are doing in your life, how you are doing it, and why you are doing it. What is ending now, dear ones, is the old cycles, the old habits, the old behaviors of way in which you lived your life, that it was based in defense and avoiding and suppressing and repressing your feelings. Because you did not feel safe to express yourself. What many are feeling now is a safety within themselves to express the beingness of who they are. So what is now ending as you come to the end of your year of 2020 are what needs to end for each individual soul on your earthly plane. Whatever that may be. It is why we ask you the question, what is ending for you? What do you feel is ending for you? And in these end periods that you will experience throughout your month of December where that is concerned, you will move into a mourning period of time. So this month of December might be for many a time of mourning the old that has been released. Mourning the old wounds that have been released and are now beginning to heal as you move into a greater depth of beingness of who you are. Seeing the freedom now. Many are feeling this, that I can now be who I am. I now trust who I am, and I feel safe being who I am. I feel safe expressing with love who I am. And the reason why this is transpiring for many is because of what transpired and began in your month of December when the energies came in the month of August, through your month of December. They came in to bring up all of the old that needed to be released in this cycle of time. Because it's most important to understand, dear ones, as you are moving through this lifetime in your third dimensional realm, you are here to heal what you need to heal in the increments and the times and the cycle of times that you are ready to heal it. So as these energies moved in August and began to move into the physical body, into the first chakra region, in a counterclockwise fashion, they began to dredge up the old. Many began to feel that. And what surfaced is what needed to be healed so you can move to this point in time to release it and then begin anew in the full beingness of who you are, that you are ready to be. Feeling safe within yourself to express yourself for whatever you need to express in this cycle of your divine soul plan where that is concerned. So what is transpiring now as you move into your month of December is a new cycle in your soul's divine plan for many. Moving to a greater awareness of this cycle. But before the cycle begins to take place, it is important to see what is ending in your life, quite possibly what you need now to end in your life. And allow it to, in your vernacular, die. All the old habits, patterns, and rituals that you are releasing, that no longer serve you, that held the old in place, the old behaviors, that held the old wounds in place, the old defense systems that you used to defend the wounds, to defend the need for isolation and separation, are now being released and coming to the fore, and you're beginning to realize that. So it is important to see that more than likely your first half of December will be a period of endings. And to move through that period of time to allow the energy to move and dissipate. The energies that began coming in August are now steadfastly in place in your earthly plane, holding the space. If you can look at a container, dear ones, and see the container, and see the emptiness inside the container, but the walls around that container are steadfast and strong. That is what these energies are doing now. They are holding in place your container. They are holding in place your container so you can now move into these ending periods and then begin the new that will fortify the new energetically. So you can move into now a full beingness of who you are, more authentic and more transparent than you ever have been. Because what has transpired is you have now differentiated between the adult and the wounded child. And you are learning to nurture that wounded child when feelings arise, when memories arise. Because you have now shifted from that adult leading your life into this period of time. You have shifted from the child leading your life into now the adult leading your life. You have shifted from thinking the adult was leading your life, yet it was the child leading your life. And now you're moving into a period of time where you're now becoming more conscious and aware of you as an adult in this period of time, in the moment of now. And that is what is transpiring and beginning to transpire for many who have contained themselves, remain contained in a personal process as you are now. So many are beginning to feel the many feelings that come up in association with ending or death. It is important to allow yourself to be in this period and to be in a period of mourning as the old dies and ends. And these energies that have come into your earthly plane are now holding that space for you in this container that is your life. But that container is enlarging moment by moment by moment as you are now moving through an awakening period. And in many ways, dear ones, as the old and the macrocosm of your life is slowly ending, many are moving to a new awakening as to what is important in your third dimensional realm as well. So in many ways, this is what is transpiring now as you move into your month of December, moving to the end of your year of 2020. And it is important to see what has transpired for yourself in your year of 2020. What have you learned about you? What have you released? Where have you grown? Or are you still clinging and holding on to what you concern yourself with that is old? It is time, dear ones, if you so choose, to move into the simplicity of life. The simplicity of life, dear ones, is simply being who you are. As you move into the beingness of who you are moving more deeply into the depth and breadth of your heart space. You see, dear ones, it is the mental body and the cacophony of what you continually think about each and every day, moving into the memories that are contained in the mental body that make your life complicated. What are you consistently thinking about? What is important to you? It is why, dear ones, each and every time we come to you and you come to us, we ask you, what is important to you? What is important to you? What is truly important to you? So as you move from the cacophony of the mental body, releasing all of the old memory that no longer serves you, releasing the wounding that no longer serves you, that is lodged in the mental body, because it is what you conditioned with, what you've been programmed with, and what you have learned, and you have allowed yourself to move into the physical body, move into the memories contained in the physical body, begin to release those old memories, begin to process all of this, and release it, you then begin to shift into the depth and breadth of your heart space, where life is simple, dear ones. Being you, dear ones, in the authenticity and transparency of you, that is simply based in love. You see, dear ones, love is simple. Love is simple, dear ones. It is the conditioning, the programming, the old behaviors in your mental body that make love more complicated. If you're fully honoring and valuing and loving you, and come to a place where you are doing that more deeply now than you ever have before, you will see that it is simple, dear ones. It is simple to love. It is more complicated, dear ones, to hate. Because that comes from the conditioning and the programming in your mental body. The conditioning and programming from your models outside of yourself. You see, dear ones, love does not reside outside of you. It is not something you can reach out and touch and grab and hold and smother. Love just is, dear ones. It is the love of a child, dear ones. It is simple, dear ones. So in many ways you can now move into the simplicity of the beingness of you, which is love and peace and community, togetherness, harmony and equality. So dear ones, as you move through your month of December, you will move into a period of ending, which will begin, dear ones, at the beginning of your month and move through, dear ones, the middle of your month. And allow yourself to be in these periods of endings, whatever is ending for you. Whatever you need to end for you, quite possibly needing to end a certain relationship. But it is important to allow these endings to continue as if you're moving to the end of a chapter in the existence in the third dimensional realm. And moving to the end of that chapter and then closing that chapter in your soul's divine plan. That is what is transpiring for many. Chapters in the old divine aspects of the soul's divine plan are ending. But they needed to transpire, dear ones, So it is important now to move through these endings and allow the feelings to surface, move through the mourning period of the death of the old. And then as you move, dear ones, through the midpoint of your month of December to the end of your year, the new will begin to surface. But as we said many times, dear ones, this is not delineated perfectly. It is not succinct. As you move through these endings, the new will overlap the endings will overlap the new. Because that is life, dear ones. It is not as cut and dried in your vernacular that you think it is. Because that is either or, this or that. Life is not like that, dear ones. Life is an ever-ending flow, dear ones, of energy. It flows, it permeates. It's love, dear ones. Your life, dear one, is love, in the true beingness of who you are.